hopefully the other groups have managed to come up with their speakers, spokespersons as well. Yes, so
final group coming back.
And Kirsty and Tolu are going to be chairing this session. So Kirsty, over to you and Tolu when you're ready.
Okay, I think everyone's just about back. Give me a moment.
Okay, I believe we're all back. Good day, everyone. I am Tolu and me from Nigeria, and I trust we've all had a very enlightful session today from the various panel discussion and our various discussions in the breakout section. So the person summarizing for group one, I don't know, like over to you for the meeting room one, okay? Please. For meeting room one, you know, who was delegated to?
Is it Alexander or is it Shanvita?
I believe it was me.
But... Okay, we can come back to Shanvita later. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So in our breakout room, we identified quite a few problems. So most of them fell into the environmental and social categories. So environmental, it was about fossil fuel use, about bush burning and water sanitation. But in social, we also talked about education and finance. And as for the solutions for these problems, it ranged widely from, so for example, fossil fuels, Emmanuel brought up a very good point about a solution that he had in mind about a cycle, right? So a cycle going from natural waste that is produced by cooking to creating natural gas from cooking waste to create more natural gases. Even though it doesn't necessarily go away from the problem of natural gases, at least it's better than continuing. Another one was with water, right? So we could, he had also had an idea about creating filters, right? So creating filters about sand and rocks. Other ideas would be about education, right? So we had volunteers and student leaders to create impacts for younger students in seminars just like this, so they could take the information they gained from here and sort of go back to their individual communities and help them learn a lot more. Another interesting idea was that a student actually came from a plastic-free campus. So they eliminated all single-use plastic. They had fundraisers and donations to support NGOs that help with SDGs. For example, No Hunger, right? So they donated to an NGO that supports that, and they recycle a lot of books, they recycle a lot of things, and that was a solution that we came up with. Another one, I talked with one of the UNDP collaborators, I guess, and we talked about an issue of finance. So finance is a big issue for a lot of young innovators, a lot of young people who don't have the funds to go through with their ideas. And she talked about how the best way to get funding is so for young people without like a track record of businesses is to find an area of passion and to look at those SDGs. And there's really always a way to become active, and there's always some place to get funding. And from there, you kind of go onwards. And with those with a concrete solution, a good first step would be finding other people, right? So other people who know a lot about this specific topic and coordinating with them. And that's where you can find funding. And especially in countries with UNDP accelerator labs, they already work with experiments and take citizens to run those experiments. So that's a really good way to sort of carry out experiments. And the last part would be like the documentary itself. The documentary itself was a really good way to help inspire people to solve problems, right? So Emmanuel gave his story about how he received so many messages from people all across the globe, from America to Europe to Asia, all these people, and it showed they talked to him about how inspired they were from his story. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all of the solutions and problems that we identified.
Thank you very much, Alexander. A lot was discussed there. For group two, delegate for group two, meeting room two, could you just signify with a raise of hand?
It's Jamila. So if she could spotlight her.
Okay. Over to you.
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's Jamila, not Anne.
Jamila, you moved on my screen as I clicked on you, you jumped places with Anne.
It's okay, it happens. I do that. So in our discussion, we talk more about the process of the problem solving, not on specific problems. Like we talk about the youth role in problem solving, like Terry gives you really good insight about that. Most of you don't feel encouraged enough to speak about the issues, that they have brilliant ideas, but they don't feel that support, that they can present that ideas and be supported and be the part of the solution. So before identifying the problem itself, we just wanted to everyone, especially youth, include the problem solving process itself from the beginning. It was the big issue today, is because it's we are talking about youth and next generation. It's, I believe our world is in the hand of the young generation. I truly wholeheartedly believe it. And if we don't present them the platform to speak about the issues and what they think about on the issues and how to solve it, have the ideas of how to solve it, then we are kind of doomed, I guess, in the near or far future. And the next part is the process of solving the issue. We had so many great ideas, like Risha, I guess. I'm sorry if I butcher your names. So she talked about her own experience, how she like facilitated a kind of competition amongst her students, so they could give their ideas how to solve a specific problem, and they came from really different and inspiring ideas. So it is the part of the, in my opinion, and in group's opinion, to solving the issue process itself, to cultivating ideas together and getting as many opinions from the different groups as possible. Like Anne said, from the indigenous people about climate change solutions, or even students about the global issues like pollution or other things, SDG related issues. So it is about the moving as many groups as you can and getting feedback from them and tools from them. And these tools may vary from monetary tools to like government, and specified that we need the governments and other entities help, especially monetary help and some places to move on the issue and make it more doable, I guess, in the future. And also knowledge. So we can get the knowledge from the community itself, the people who is affected by the issue itself, so they know what the issue's root and how to solve it more efficiently than people who just stay on the office and just see the project on the paper. It's more about the people.
Thank you very much, Jamila. So talking about solving the problem and getting people to speak up about the various issues around them. Thank you very much. Okay, from meeting room 3, the delegate for room 3. Okay, Drew, okay, over to you.
We had a really rich discussion, but in the midst of that, we forgot to nominate anyone. So I'm coming in for the group itself. Talking about the problems, just like Jamila said about, we did not discuss a specific problem as such, but rather the process of how can we identify these problems. So Mr. Victor from UNDP had some great ideas about tapping into behavioral insights and leading focus groups with communities. Dr. Charu talked about breaking down the problem into chunks. So that's how, when you prioritize some chunks of it, some specific parts of it, and then reaching down obviously to the grassroots, probably a regional ambassadors program to highlight challenges within different communities. As for the second workshop, we focused a lot on frugal solutions. So in the film, you might have heard of the Hindi word jugaad, which is quite famous here. It is about using lesser resources to have maximum impact, or to have the most impact out of the least. Again, Dr. Charu and Mr. Victor, we talked about how with marginalized communities where governments cannot reach, the communities have to become self-sufficient. They take on different roles. They try to scale up their solutions. And we talked about the issue of replicability. So taking indigenous knowledge from different areas and kind of replicating it wherever the same problems exist as a way of connecting essentially these different solutions that come around from different areas. Dr. Charu talked about a really novel idea of storing grains in the Himalayan region, which utilizes which moves away from refrigerators and utilizes more of the smoke coming out of cooking to sanitize and protect and keep the food fresh for a longer time. And as for what can be done for the third workshop, what resources can be done, or what can organizations like the TSL do? So Kirsty talked a lot about how TSL and different organizations like TSL, which fulfill this niche of providing a safe space in a polarized world, in a world where sustainability itself is politicized. It is a safe space for young people, for students, for teachers to come together and ideate and discuss and have these dialogues as we are right now. Then Mr. Victor from UNDP talked about, so I'm just trying to, there were so many ideas, so I'm trying to make sense of them. Scaling up solutions, and how can the UN and the work that UNDP does in linking, connecting, essentially, just like TSL connects. So there was a lot of connecting the dots, and I feel this is really important right now, especially for grassroots solutions, connecting the dots, whether it be by connecting grassroots innovators with business leaders to identify markets, connecting governments with grassroots innovators to incite policy changes and create a more receptive place for ideas. And also academic institutions, how can we connect with them for research and development? How can we work with them to increase, I also see Christy's hand up, but how can we work with them to do more research in this area? Then we heard from some students. We could not hear from Dr. Charu, the teacher, but we heard a lot from the students. There was a demand for creating awareness programs for green jobs so that young people can utilize these skills to actually integrate them into their lives and careers later on. There was demands for innovation hubs. There was demands for green finance so that these innovations can be scaled up. So all of this, it was a really rich discussion. I could not even cover 10% of it, but I really loved the flow.
Thank you very much, Drew. A lot of things were discussed there in the group 3. So now finally we'll be entertaining closing thoughts from our panelists. So Ms. Charu. Okay. Ms. Jamila. Okay. Okay, let's have Ms. Charu first. Ms. Charu.
Okay, thank you so much, TSL, Mr. Karl, all the Dhruv, Mr. Alexander, everybody, all the young audience, An Tran, our favorite. So thank you so much for giving, such interesting points and, a thought to really think about with the help of this discussion. I feel every time I meet Jamila and Emmanuel, I again feel more inspired. So it's like getting inspired and going back to my den and really doing something new again. So thank you for that. And with our discussions, with the fruitful discussions, I also came to a few points which I'm going to kind of implement. One of the points which someone mentioned about doing more with less. I think this is something I wanted to take forward. Yes, thank you so much for organizing this and making me part of this. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ru. Okay, Mr. Emmanuel. Yes, let's have you next. Your closing thoughts.
Yes, I wanted to say thank you to everyone for all your busy schedule and to TSL for making this thing happen. I'm so excited to, I learned a lot from each and every one from our own group, and it's been a positive one. So yeah, thank you all for your time and everything, and also thank you to the United Nations Development Program. They are always there for me and make sure and everything work out with the grassroots innovators. And also thank you to all my innovators, and thank you again to all the people who live their busy schedule to make this thing happen. So I'm grateful to meet new people and old people as well. So thank you. Love you.
Okay, Ms. Jamila, your closing thoughts on the program today.
Yeah, I'm really thankful. I'm in support of Charu's thought. After this meeting, I really feel inspired, not only from the panelists and but also from the young youth itself, the young people, great minds. And I really believe I will see their works somewhere, and I will say, yeah, I have been with them on the workshop, so I will be really proud of yourself. You guys, so please work on it, and I can't wait to see you again on the Berkeley project and more inspiring things. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Finally, Miss Anne, your closing thoughts on the meeting today.
Wow, there was such a fantastic exchange, just hearing from everyone from all over. Yeah, I'm really inspired just hearing from all of you and learning from all of you. I think what I'm going to take away and is that you know, we need you guys. Save us, please. The world needs you. Keep going. There's so many ways to be innovative and to be part of the solution, and to use your voice. I think also sometimes it's just showing others an example. And so like if you can try and do it, even in a small part, even if it's buying less plastic or consuming less or recycling, you know, you can be that example that will show others. And you know, it's all these like little steps that get bigger and bigger and bigger, and that can empower everyone. And oftentimes, like we talked about governments and getting them to listen, and a lot of times they don't listen, but they only listen because we are saying something. They may not think of it themselves, but it's up to us to do what we think is right and to try and show people the world that we want. So just thanks everyone. If you saw the film and you like it, please share it, and you can see more about what Charu and Jamila and Emmanuel have been doing. So I just really want to thank everyone. Just how, I don't know. Yeah, I'm really inspired, and yeah, let's keep going.
Thank you very much. I will be taking closing thoughts from Miss Louisa. Miss Louisa from UNDP.
Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Louisa, and I work with the United Nations Development Program in New York. I also want to share a big thanks for the discussions today. It's been really insightful. I really applaud all your passion and your enthusiasm to change things. I think what I take with me today is really a reminder of the importance of involving young people at all stages of our work. You are the ones who are going to live with the decisions of organizations like the one I work for that we're making. So it's really important that you're part of our work, and that we together create the future that we want. I hope that you all continue to be change makers. I hope that this session today was empowering, felt inspiring, and gave you a feeling that you're not alone in that. There are many other people around the world who also fight for a better future. And yes, we're this big community all striving in that direction. So thank you so much for all your work in that area. And I really hope you continue to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Believe we're done. Over to Karl.
Back to me, is it? So yes, massive thank you to Kirsty, Tolu. Thank you for expertly, chairing this last session. And yeah, we are so inspired by you. Keep going, and thank you so much for giving your time for us today. Take care.